we have a number of different initiatives that have been announced. The first is this, that if you are a second generation of a Hong Kong permanent resident that is a Chinese national who was settled abroad at the time of your birth, and you're between the ages of 18 and 40, and you're reasonably well educated, then the Immigration Department are going to give you a very simple visa type so that you can come essentially unconditionally and live and work in Hong Kong. Now, this is new to the extent that these privileges are now wrapped up in a formal program, but the ability to achieve these outcomes has always existed. Because if you are a child of a Hong Kong Chinese permanent resident and you were born overseas, and your parents were settled abroad at the time that you were born overseas, and you acquired foreign nationality at the time of your birth overseas, then you can't be a permanent resident by descent. But what you can do is you can secure kind of a consolation prize, because the Immigration Department don't want families to be separated where you've got a situation where that permanent resident parent has come back to Hong Kong, the child is still overseas, the child wants to come back to Hong Kong with his parent. How can you make that happen from an immigration perspective if they're unable in those circumstances to pass on the right of abode by descent? So what the Immigration Department did was they handed out a consolation prize of something called right to land, which is one immigration status lower than the right of abode. But for all practical purposes, it was just as good as the right of abode in terms of being able to come and live and work in Hong Kong with no questions asked and all the rest of it. So whilst this new program that's been introduced makes it easier for those types of foreign nationals to come and live and work in Hong Kong, originally they've always been able to do it anyway. It's just that you had to go through this quite a tortuous process in order to lay claim to the right of abode, which was going to be denied, and then the Immigration Department would give you the consolation prize of the right to land instead. So this is one adjustment in immigration policy, which is good, because I've got 2 or 3 clients that will immediately qualify once this program has been introduced. And for the last couple of years we've been manipulating existing immigration programs to try and get them status in Hong Kong so that they can really sort of carry on and live their lives here. So that's adjustment number 1.